This tutorial will walk you through one of the most important things you have to do, if not the most important thing, besides writing the narrative and putting us in compliance. And it has to do with your documentation. So if you notice, for every narrative you obviously have to put in documentation, but as you may recall from our review, I talked about how important it was to set this up properly and to upload your documents correctly within the narrative, so that when, and I'm going to show you this as an example, when a reviewer clicks on it, the actual document will pop up on the screen for the reviewer, as you see here. And so I'm going to walk you through those steps on how to exactly do that. So again, we're talking about how to upload or attach and link your documentation so that it pops up on the screen for the reviewer. This is extremely important because we don't want the content to download. We want it to pop up. Okay, so I'm going to kind of walk you through the very beginning of this. So first, when you first log on to SPOL, what I need you to do is go ahead under Accreditation and select View My Standards. And you want to, of course, go to the standard that you're working on. I'm going to go to one that I'm actually working on right now. And of course, what you want to try to do is to go into edit mode, of course. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and click on edit mode. Now, one of the things you want to do before you even start the linking phase, you want to make sure you've already added your documents. So whatever documents you plan to use as part of your, and I'm going to bring this full screen, as part of your documentation, go ahead and preload them. That's on a separate video, how to load and add documents. Okay, so this video is going to focus on just how to link the information. So if you take a look, as you can see, anytime you see it highlighted in blue like this, in the darker blue, and there's a line under it, that means that it's already been linked. Okay, be very careful when you're copying things over, because you'll bring things over that look linked, so you want to make sure they are delinked. To delink something, or delink a page, and we can go ahead and do this one. To delink, just simply right click and click remove link, and that will delink it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight this document and bring this link back. So the step one is, of course, you hit edit button, then you highlight, because you're identifying, you're telling the software system what you're actually linking to the evidence or to your documentation. So highlight the whole area, including the brackets. Go slowly across. Notice I'm not capturing that period. Then remember, you go to the insert button right over here on the left top. Go to your documents. Now again, you're going to see the document already. It's coming from the student handbook, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. Once you click on, now don't forget, this needs to be highlighted in blue. Again, notice that highlighted in blue by clicking it. Then go down here to the far right, add document link. Now this is the pop-up that has to come up, and this is so important. This little PDF page reference is what is going to allow the pop-up feature to work. And the way that you do that is hit the hashtag and select page number. This is extremely important. Even if your document, your PDF document, remember we only load PDFs, no Word documents, only PDFs. So if your PDF is just one page, still select page number and select page 1. That's how you'll handle one-page document. But this is a handbook, so I know I need to go to page 8. The other thing I want to caution you about, with PDF documents, remember, just because a page may say it's page 6, right, and you'll see this in our example, a lot of times PDF documents may have the leader pages, you may have a table of contents if you're looking at larger documents like the catalog or handbooks. So the actual PDF number, you need to make sure you know what that number is so it all aligns. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And there you go. And now you're going to see that this is highlighted and it went to that sort of royal blue color. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and close because we're not done. Now, believe it or not, the most important step we haven't completed. The actual most important step is making sure whatever you linked is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and check this. You've got to complete this last step. It should be the complaint process on page 8, which is, again, the PDF page 8. And notice what I was telling you. It's page 6 in the document, but notice the PDF is actually page 8. And that's how you can distinguish between what this is saying on the actual page, but the actual PDF number, which is up here in this border. So you need to be very, very mindful and very, very careful. The other thing I want to caution you about, whenever you're working on SPOL, you want to make sure that you're not rushing, that you're taking your time, that this kind of thing takes a lot of concentration to make sure we get right. So those are the steps. Again, if you at this point feel like you understand how to do this, you can actually stop watching the video. However, for those of you who would like to see me do this one more time, stay on board. So I'm going to go through the steps again. I'll go ahead and hit edit first. Remember, go to edit first. Also remember, you have to have your documents loaded. If you want to do it this way, go ahead and load your documents, preload them. I'll go ahead and delink this one. All right. Highlight the whole statement, including the brackets. Click insert. Oh, I released that. Let me fix that. Highlight. If I can get it to hold. Try this one more time. There we go. And hit insert. Then go to documents. Select the document that you want to link. Then select add document link. So select and then add document link. Remember, this is the most important step in the process. Click the hashtag, select page number. Make sure it's the correct PDF number. Continue. And there you go. It's that simple. Don't forget, you must save. A lot of times people close out. If you close out, it's not going to link. So make sure you save it and then close. And remember, the final step, always do what? Correct. Always check the link and make sure the correct page number is populating for that reviewer. That step has to be done. That step has to be done. I'm going to show you an example of what can happen when you don't do it. So if I'm going to delink this very quickly. Delink. Uh-oh, I wasn't in edit. See how I was messing up? Go back to edit. I'm going to show you the difference when we mess up in this area, why it's so important to check. If I click on this document and I hit remove link, now what I'm going to do is just think, well, it's the whole manual, but I'm just going to put page 1 on. So I'm going to go in, insert, document. It's the handbook, but this time I'm not going to care about the page number. I'm just going to make sure the reviewer can see the document. So go ahead and save and close. Now notice the experience for the reviewer when I did not select the page number and we're talking about, they're reading this and we're talking about the student handbook, we're talking about the complaint process, and the reviewer does this. They click on this and it takes them to the student handbook. So now, if you can see, the reviewer has to find the information. There's 63 pages in this document and they have no clue as to where this information. So this is what's going to happen with the reviewer. They're going to have to scramble and dig and dig and dig. That is not the experience that we want them to find the information. No, not at all. We want to make sure that it's taking them directly to that spot that we want them to view. So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm Cherie Davis. You can also contact Dr. Murtis Green or Dr. Keisha James. Hope this has been helpful.